The really useful things for us when it comes to identifying abuse is not only the behaviours of the person that are being abused, but also there are some giveaways of the person that is perpetrating the abuse. You might have heard of the term grooming quite a lot. It's become a very much more well-known thing online and in the news. You might have seen it. Me being the slight nerd that I am, have got the dictionary definition out for you today. Grooming is the predatory act of manoeuvring another individual into position that makes them more isolated, dependent, likely to trust, and more vulnerable to abusive behaviour. Distinct steps. Firstly, the abuser will target the victim. Now, this may be for any of those risk factors that we talked about earlier on, because that person may be a bit more isolated, or because that person might have something that the abuser wants to take. So there's many different reasons why they might target that person. But once they have targeted that person's trust, they will come as a friendly face, as someone that they can be trusted in. Perhaps they might abuse a situation of power, or perhaps they might pretend that they've got a higher power status, pretending to be a care worker, pretending to be a police officer, a community support officer, lots of these different things. So there may be that element of then feel a need for the person at risk. Now, this might be in stories that you might have seen in the past where maybe gifts are exchanged, or if someone's on financial hardship, the monies are exchanged, a loan here, that sort of thing. It's feeling of, oh, don't worry, you don't ever have to pay me back. This is just helping hand for you. Then that sense of isolating the victim. Now, this is where they'll detach people from their friends, from their families. This is statements like, oh, I don't want you going out with your friends tonight. I thought we were going to have a quiet night in. These sorts of things. Slowly that person will be distanced from work, from relationships, from family, from friends, from social gatherings. That means that the abuser. And this is where they can perpetrate that abuse, knowing that it's almost risk-free. You know, there's no one now that that person can turn to ask for help, to ask for support. There's a sense of guilt that person might have because they were, you know, given this gift or given this financial loan. They don't feel that they can turn on the abuser. You know, they owe that person a debt. They cycle, then they will maintain the control that they have gained.